glasses up so I can see the drum better. Okay, somebody said this is pre-programmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-Cafe Zola. Why you banging on them bongos? And my answer was, well, traditionally, events open up with drums. And I'm trying to continue that tradition. I'm not playing bata, which would be really getting into it, but bongos, which are a new world invention. When I took the bongos to Ghana and tried to play with the brothers, and did play with them. I didn't try. We played together. They thought it was unusual because they don't have bongos there. They play another kind of drum. So I'm continuing the New World Pan-African tradition. And I want to say that I'm not the greatest bongosero in the world. A lot of them are ahead of me. Amanda Parazza, Buyu. But I'm doing the best I can, and I hope they'll appreciate it. And I'm not going to take too much of their time before we get into the African Times columns. If you want to dance, you can do it. I'm going to do this for 2 minutes. So you got 2 minutes to dance. We're at Cafe Zola and stuff happens. You know, she got on a gray ninja outfit this evening and whoa.
Always fun. Always fun.
You can do a lot with bongos. Anyway, where we are now is here. Okay. Oh. Woo! It's been a hot day. Thank the Orisha. It's been a hot day. Thank the Orisha.
Ashe.
Yeah. And I'm reading, once again, columns from the African Times.
the African Times.
Yeah,
I see it.
African Times. Charles Anyiam, the publisher.
Fantastic.
You know, the guy might have wanted to become stingy, but he couldn't because I wouldn't let it. That's another story altogether.
All right.
I'm sorry, Charles, but I'm gonna tell on you.
No, it's all good.
In any case, the column headlines, I think, tend to tell a whole bunch about what the thing was about. Can you see my right shoulder here?
I can see.
Am I out of the?
You're all good. Just
Am
keep
I
this.
all in?
You're all in.
Can you see my note whining in the back of me?
I see the note whining.
Don't whine.
No
Please.
whining
Don't whine.
allowed. No whining.
Don't whine. Get down. Get off.
Get off.
Get into it.
Yes, please.
Do it.
Yes.
Where was I? Oh. This column is called From Media Watch. It was April 15, 30. We did it every other week. We did it every other week. And this was called Letters from Home. It's unbelievable. You know, I look at Maureen Dowd's column in the New York Times, and Maggie Haberman, and Peter Baker, sorry Peter. And they're writing in somewhat the way I did, except that they're not writing about Afrocentric concerns. They're just simply writing about what's happening in America, which nowadays leaves us concerned with whether or not we're going to have Mussolini or Hitler, or who was the other guy, Franco, or one of the other dictator people.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's going to happen because we don't like that kind of shit. We don't like that kind of shit.
Not the American way.
Yeah. No, we don't. I think that's one of the reasons why. Anyway, the title of the column called Letters from Home.
And when was it written?
This was in 1998, in April of 1980.
How appropriate.
Oh.
April. Okay.
This is
All right.
weeks before President Clinton's journey to Africa. We corresponded with a multi-layered collection of friends in the countries that he was going to pop into, to ask them for their most candid opinions about his visits to their countries, what effect they thought he would have, whatever. Accra, Kojo Nkrumah, journalist. Well, of course, we have to see his visit to Ghana as a positive step toward normalizing relations between the United States and Ghana specifically, but Africa in general. I would like to amplify what I mean by normalizing relations. Despite the fact that America has had wars with Germany, Japan, North Korea, and China by proxy, Vietnam, Panama, Grenada, wasn't that shameful?
Yeah.
And others. They've resumed normal relations as soon as the bullets stopped flying. America has never had normal relations with Ghana, or by extension, Africa. Of course, we recognize the positions that racism and economic imperialism have played in this weird state of affairs. Get that, children, get that. It would be quite interesting to see the spin that develops as a result of what seems to be a new attitude about Africa. As we all know, Nixon was credited with opening the door to China, I suspect that Clinton will be granted the same credit for making a 12-day visit to Africa. Kampala, Philip Dada, economist. We are breathing just a little easier here in Uganda now since President Clinton's visit. Amongst other things, it means that we are cleansed of the stains that Idi Amin Dada put on our beautiful land. No, he was not a relative. Thank God. By coming here, I think the American president is saying to potential investors, it's okay, you can go there. I went. It is a valuable message that will be beneficial to all of those entrepreneurs who are paying close attention. Wow. Africa has 600-700 million potential customers for anything that the sellers want to sell. 600-700 million. Wow. This was back in 1998.
Wow.
The cigarette mafias being chased out of America and Europe are here already. They are selling single cigarettes because our people can't afford to buy their packs. Economically, the opening of Africa will have mixed blessings. People will have more money because industries will take advantage of the cheaper labor here. There will be more crime, more pollution, more of the horrible things that make life in Chicago, where I come from, New York or Los Angeles, so dangerous. On the other hand, we will have access to better treatment. Maybe they will stop dumping their outdated poisons on us. Access to more efficient communication systems, a larger place on the world's economic stage. Yes, we have received a mixed blessing indeed. Kigala. Maria Antoinette Barr, student. I say this for President Clinton to come to our country, to come to Africa is okay, but it won't bring back the lives that have been lost in the wars that were arranged by the Europeans for us to fight. He came and said that he was sorry that America did not try to stop the genocide that happened here. Why didn't they try to stop it? Some say that they didn't know about it. This is mere, that's French for bullshit. They knew about it. They were selling arms to both sides. Many of my friends are rejoicing because the President of America has paid us a visit. I cannot rejoice. I can never smile again because my entire family was slaughtered in the massacres. Botswana, Anyiam Masekela, travel agent. In all of my 20 years as a travel agent, I have never been so happy. President Clinton and his wife put us on the map. Since his 2-day safari in our national park to observe the abundant wildlife that we have here in Botswana, we have been able to book our complete calendar till the year 2000. I am not not one who knows a great deal about politics, but I can tell you this. The President of the United States is like a mighty elephant. Like a mighty elephant. Wherever he goes, he will leave good stuff behind.
My goodness.
I have to stop here for a
think
moment
so.
to take a sip of my pineapple juice.
Weird color. Pineapple juice.
You should go to make me a mighty elephant later.
And I bet.
The president is back in the next day becomes a mighty elephant. As he goes, he will leave good stuff behind. Durban, South Africa. Leon Vindalio Mustafa, computer programmer. I don't really think most South Africans slipped into the kind of adulational mode that many West and East Africans went into. I mean, after all, South Africa has never been a third world country waiting for the West to come up with a better mosquito coil. In addition, we have Nelson Mandela, Gordy Island, Christophe Dia, historian. Politically, he did all of the correct things. He didn't make a fool of himself, and he came with money. I think he made it quite clear that his trip to Senegal was a matter of enlightened self-interest. He didn't dash all about the place spouting fraternité, liberté, equality, or any of the usual slogans. He met with our president, leveled the ground for deals to come, made an obligatory visit to Gordy Island. I always think very strangely about the visit of the African connection and the president coming to Gordy Island and flew back to America. I suspect, because I'm a historian, that I don't feel the same exhilaration that the African person in the streets of Dakar might feel. I am quite aware, I am quite aware that this is not the first time that the Tubad has come to Senegal bearing gifts and smiling in our faces. Watts, monster, my bad, blunt, gangbanger. Going different places here, right? Look, let me give it to you straight up. I think everybody knows that the day of the stupid, racist, idiot, honky, redneck cricker is gone. I'm sorry, a cracker, cricket, cracker, same thing, cricket, cracker. They even have a new network show on called Soul Man with a white guy in the lead. I don't see Clinton's trip to Africa in any special way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might mean a whole lot to some people, but for me and my homies down here in the hood, we still got to watch our back. You know what I'm saying? And that's the first part of that. And I don't want to backtrack or anything. But let me say this.
What's that?
I'm trying to figure out influences, which is the title of the next Media Watch column. As I'm reading this, I have to remind you, the proprietor of Cafe Zola, with your leg crossed all up there and stuff, leaning on your cheek, doing the smoochy coochie, that this is way back when, and it's so up to now. So let me get to influences. That's the title of the column.
Okay.
I have some apple juice here. Would you like to take?
That's okay.
Yeah.
The taste of your apple.
Ooh.
You need any more
That's
apple
so-
juice, or you're good? You need any more apple juice, or you're good? You're good.
I'm watching you. As most of us know, teaching in all African societies is considered a super status profession. Teachers have always been accorded respect and honor, even while they were being underpaid. Please note, this reference, for those who are in the formation of our children's characters and thought processes, predates the Portuguese development of the slave business. Fast forwarding us from the auction block to the one-room schoolhouse in the segregated South, to the overcrowded classroom in the so-called inner city, has given us successive waves of heroic people, African American teachers who have kept us aware of our rich African American cultural heritage, of the unlimited possibilities for success in every area of human endeavor. Shout out to the teacher. This is a salute to African American teachers in general and to Dr. Margaret Burroughs in particular. 38th Street, Cottage Grove, Chicago, Illinois, the Red Light District, Dopeville, USA. There was no doubt in my mind that my niche was going to be carved on one of the high places of the fast life. All of the prerequisites have been duly recorded. I have been acknowledged. I'm talking about me. I had been acknowledged by the Neighborhood Academy of Thugs, that is the NA of T, as a brilliant student. My major was going to be cold-blooded pimping, with a minor in the short con. The short con, as contracted with the long con, was about learning various Murphys, or games to be played on innocent people for quick money, as opposed to long cons for slow money. Now, what I have to explain here to the unhip is that there was some shit happening in Chicago when I was growing up, where the long con and the short con. Basically, the long con was the quickest way to get off into things because people didn't have time to wait. You know, a dope fiend is trying to get his money, is not trying to wait for 3 weeks in order to find out whether or not Professor so-and-so has sent money to the Nigerian consulate in order to get rid of. What were you talking about? Somebody playing Murphy said, "Did you see that? Hey man, dude dropped his wallet and he's got $15 in it, and we can get the money if we can go to the bank together." You know, ooh whoop to do, blah blah. Shh. So if you've understood that, then of course you've understood what I've said. Short cons as opposed to long cons. For example, with a base investment of $30, don't try this. Don't try this. With a base investment of $30, 10 for my partner, Zola Salena, and $20 for me. How much money you got? 10. With a base investment for $10 for my partner and $20 for me, we could shortchange any busy sales clerk by exchanging our purchases to indicate that one of us had not received the correct change, and we had the proper sales receipt to prove it. Plus a piece of Scotch tape linking the $20 bill to our argument. The short change game, the Cuban drop, the country boys fine, the whip and dip, the slip and slide, we practiced diligently, and our timing was exquisite. We were advised by Academy members, if we wanted to receive bona fide acceptance, to begin using something stronger than the 40-proof ghetto wines and beers to boost our standings. How you gonna get blasted and then do this stuff?
Stupid. And that's why they end up in jail.
I chose heroin. I chose heroin. I gave my money to Baby June to self-proclaim dope fiend to cop. I wanted to do this in order to get into the game. All of the members of the Academy nodded their approval of my choice. Obviously, I was going for the gusto. Please remember Iceberg Clem, Cash Black, Sweet Peter Dieter, Creole Charlie, and Brother Bam were validated lifetime members of the Academy. It was important that one should receive their approval. You couldn't just get out there.
Of course not.
You had to have some people who had bona fides. Is that what you call it?
Ruin your life in style.
Although a lot of stuff, it's going to be revealed before it was over. Since I was terrified of injections, needle, the dope fiend advised me to snort the jump. This is Bam. After a couple of purchases, I'm sorry, I got it from Baby June, I was beginning to doubt that I would ever receive the maximum benefits. Fortunately, I found out months later, because of Baby June's monster drug habit, he had stomped, diluted my body to the point of zero benefits derived. The guy saved me from being a drug addict.
Wonderful.
Because he had taken my money and bought himself some weed, some drugs, and given me, I think it was baby powder or
something non-lethal.
Baby milk or whatever they call it.
Very good.
This dirty, rotten, naked, low-life character had transsold me a mixture of baby powder and Gary snuff. Why is it brownish, baby June? 'Cause that's Mexican tar, you bet.
Tell the ignorant.
What is that?
Tell the ignorant. Oh.
I hear you, sister. I hear you. The DuSable High School, same time frame. Same time frame. Why was I sitting in the art class scribbling a short story? My friend, Fast Eddie, wow, how many Fast Eddies have I known?
Interesting.
Fast Eddie and Ghana, Biko. The literature lover had commissioned me to do it. Here's Jala, put a lot of dirty words in it. I was writing short letter stories to desirable females. That was back when boys apprenticed themselves, if they couldn't do it, to write people who write letters for them. Maybe I was a Cyrano without a nose.
Yes. That was in high school, right?
In high school.
Yes, okay.
My friend said that he commissioned me to do it. Here's the dollar, put a lot of dirty words in it. The teacher, Mrs. Dr. Margaret Burroughs, with a radar perception, confiscated the disciplinary document, kept me after class to discuss the flaws in the piece, and directed me to a writing workshop at 51st and South Parkway, King Drive now. Fast Eddie and I didn't know what to make of the situation. Was this the same some sort of trap? Was she running a game on me? Of course, I had to go to the writing workshop or else that was the Burroughs vibe. Oh man, Dr. Marcus Burroughs, I could spend a long time talking about this woman who persuaded us that we weren't undercurrent people, that we weren't this and that we weren't all of the kind of things that the upper culture was teaching us, but that we had a substructure, a superstructure that was so incredible that at the end of the day, we might wind up being considered the super people of America. And I'm not trying to say this because she's dead, but because she taught me well. And a whole bunch of us. Over the years, so far ahead of time, the avant-garde is still racing. She catch up with her. What can I say? Over the years, she taught, prodded, nurtured, browbeat, and encouraged thousands of us. DuSable High School, Kennedy, King College, the joint. She taught in the joint to do our best to derive maximum benefits. With her late husband, the artist Charles Burroughs, they laid the foundation for the first African American museum I'd ever visited in their home at 3806 Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Years later, using all of her persuasive magic to force the powers that be to release the funds, the DuSable Museum of African American History, the first of its kind in the U.S. of America, was relocated in a multi-million-dollar structure at 50th and Cottage Grove Avenue, Washington Park, Chicago, DuSable City, Illinois. If you're in the city, go see it. Last year, Dr. Burroughs was celebrated on her 80th birthday. Dear Dr. Burroughs, happy birthday, and we wish you will have many more. Oi, waladon. Oh, fine, oi, waladon.
Rest in peace.
Oh, fine, oi, waladon. Oh, fine, oi, waladon. Oh, fine, oi, waladon. Oh, fine.
I was glad to meet her.
The title of the, before we forget where we are, is called Influences.
She was quite an influence. Well, that time we took her, she met us for lunch, and so many people stopped at the table.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
She influenced you?
Yes. And so tomorrow's another reading?
Get on with it.
All right.
Come on.
All right. Tomorrow. Your website is www.odiehawkins.com. Your book can be purchased at iUniverse, Author House, Barnes & Noble, I think it's at Amazon, and at your local bookstore. Just say, I want a book by Odie Hawkins.
There's more to come.
Okay, and there's more to come. Your radio plays can also be purchased at the Old Time Radio. And check out The Big Party, Sanford and Sons, written by Odie Hawkins.
What's coming up with
a few other things?
With our friend who is introducing us to alternative medicine,
Oh, yes. The first posting was today of Dr. Daniel Hoover.
What's this guy about?
Well, check out on your Facebook. Dr. Daniel Hoover, the first question he answers.
How many questions is he answering?
All together, 10.
Oh, wow.
Okay, they'll be posted every other day.
At the same time?
No. They'll be posted every other day. So, School of Healing Martial Arts, Soma,
I mean, but how long is the posting going to go on?
I think until the 19th.
Until the 19th of January?
It's going to be every other day. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, but what's the guy talking about?
You got to look at it. He's talking about Dr. Daniel Hoover and who he is. A little bit about who he is. Okay.
I think it's like we're on the same page, but on different chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, Cafe Zola.
Peace and cool.
Department of Peace and Cool.
I'm sorry.
Ciao.